what the wind is going to be doing. We think that we found where we're going to sit opening day. These bucks are coming down over the hill, and there's another dirt road up there that runs up to one of these family farms. And there's this snow fence that sits right on the inside of the corner that I've heard stories of that Keith Bean killed a deer over on the other side of it. And there's a big gap in it that they seem to like to pass through. And there's a group of trees on both sides. So depending on the wind, we'll pick what side we're going to sit in. But we just watched two big deer go through it. So we're going to watch again tomorrow night. We got one more evening, and hopefully, wind permitting, and with a little bit of luck, we can get into one of these small groups of trees. And I think we can put something together. As long as they're within 50 yards, we should be able to at least make something happen. So the odds are definitely in our favor as of now, but we'll know more tomorrow for sure. But we've seen a lot of really good deer, so it's a good sign for the first evening of scouting. So high hopes, that's for sure. Alright guys, it is finally September 1st. We're out at Nelson Outfitters, just like every year, to kick off our bow season. We got Mike and Holly sitting over in a blind over on the alfalfa field. Jay and Sheila are down and sitting in a blind, and Wyatt and I are the only ones sitting in a tree this morning. It's this big pine tree that sits back in this draw behind all the alfalfa fields. You got a river that runs through it. It's a really good looking area. So we're going to see what happens this morning, and we have a good game plan for this evening, so we're going to sit tight and fingers crossed. We got a lot of action coming for you guys. So first morning, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can't get something knocked down and I can get on the camera for Wyatt and make it happen again opening day like we did last year. So we'll see how everything goes. Well, that is the end of our first sit at Nelson Outfitters here. Sounds like everybody else had some pretty decent movement. Wyatt and I kind of gambled on a spot that we liked yesterday when we were moving stands, so our gamble did not pay off for us this morning, but we did see plenty of cows, so that's all right though. Still the first morning. We got the evening sit tonight too, and we got a buck that we're looking forward to trying to hunt today, so we're gonna get down out of this tree, go get a little bit of breakfast, and get some energy with some coffee, and we'll be back at it for the evening, and hopefully we can't catch up with this buck we've been watching, so it should be a good time, but high hopes, so plenty of time left. Well, it is our first evening sit here with Nelson Outfitters. Wyatt and I jumped up in a tree this morning. It was pretty slow. We had some cattle come through that we figured kind of slowed down the deer movement, but what we were really excited for is this spot that we set yesterday afternoon. Wyatt and I watched three really good bucks come down this hill we got to our south and work through this big snow fence. So we came in here in the afternoon and we set up a rhino blind sitting right up against the snow fence. So when they cross, they won't look back at it. We can shoot a few different spots around us, but our main hope is that they'll come through this gap in the snow fence, give us about a 25-yard shot, hopefully, as if things go to plan. So if not, we got plenty of other opportunities, but Mike and Holly are to the north of us. Mom and Jay are over to the west of us a little ways, sitting by the center pivot where I killed my deer last year. So there's a lot of deer out on the field already. All we need is a few of the shooters to start coming onto this alfalfa field, and I think it should be a pretty exciting evening. is our second morning set up here out at Nelson Outfitters. We had a good evening yesterday. We figured that these couple bucks that Wyatt and I had our eye on and been frequenting down through the snow fence and down onto the alfalfa field. So we were a little bit unorthodox and came back to the same spot this morning, hoping we would catch them come back up. But as luck would have it, they didn't come back up this way. Everything jumped the road to the east and went onto the neighbor's property. So we got to see a lot of deer, a lot of good bucks as well. But we got the last few deer kind of trickling off the field here. And Wyatt about 2 minutes ago looks over and there's a shooter working his way. So maybe he'll come up this way and want to go through this gap in the snow fence. If he does, he's going to be in big trouble. But we'll see. There's a lot of field and a lot of different places he could go. So we got our fingers crossed, but our hopes aren't super through the roof. But you never know. So regardless, be a good morning sit. And then we'll get slip out of here quietly, go get some breakfast, and sounds like we got a couple blinds to move before we jump back out in the evening. So we got a few things to get done today, but by the time we get back out here this evening, it's supposed to be a little bit cooler. So hopefully deer up on their feet more and get into this alfalfa field and give us a chance earlier in the evening. All right, well, we have now made our second play of the afternoon. Stephen had put us down by that rock that we had found the other day while everyone was getting their blinds, thinking maybe we'd volley a couple deer around and we'd get lucky. So we'd actually got really close when we got out and we're heading back to the Can-Am. There was a really nice buck that was bedded out in the long grass that Wyatt and I actually snuck to under 20 yards of him. And had a doe blow at me when I was getting up to try to glass him to shoot him. So it was a cool experience though. So he brought us back up here on the hill. We're on the snow fence blind. There's a lot of deer that aren't quite out on the field yet, so there should be plenty that are going to come out from up here. Really all we need to do is have one of the shooters come by us. We don't need a whole bunch, so the odds are definitely in our favor. We got a good win. It is hotter than heck in this blind, so we're going to sit here and bake it out for a little bit. And hopefully when that sun drops behind the mountains and the thermals come back down the hill, he decides to come out and we're right here waiting for him. So things are looking good so far. Everyone else is kind of dispersed throughout this alfalfa field, so if anything moves close to anyone or gets spooked, everyone else will have a good opportunity too. So we'll see how the evening plays out for us. He drilled him. Did he fall already? Come on, go. Oh, he's done. Alright guys, well, we let my deer lay overnight. We saw him after I shot him last night. I hit him a little bit high. He ducked on me a little bit and we shot him in some long grass. So I was trying to stay above that, and then between him getting underneath it a little bit, we decided we were gonna wait overnight. So we saw him run off the backside of this alfalfa field at last light, so we figured we'd back out and wait till morning. So we'll see. We got last blood right by us here, so see if we can come up on him somewhere down in this bottom, but we're pretty sure he's laying here dead. Here he is right here. All right, well, here he is. Made for a long sleepless night, but it got real cool last night. We watched him run off the backside of this alfalfa field and down into this bottom, so we had no problem leaving him. We weren't worried about him spoiling or anything like that. Figured we'd give him the evening to expire, and pretty short tracking job from the schwacker. Come down in this bottom, and he was laying right here. So this is my second buck at Nelson Outfitters. Thank you to Dave and Jan and Steven for all the hard work. I couldn't be more happy. I mean, the number of deer that are out here, and every year we come out and the whole group of guys, it's a good time. So kicks off the 2022 season right, and hopefully we'll roll it in. Everyone else has tags in their pockets, and tonight everyone's gonna be sitting again. We got a couple more days to get it done, so there's definitely options. So good to have one down. They'll break the ice.